Hello, Magic players. Back during Theros Beyond Death, when Magic wasn't really creating a story for that set, I had started writing my own fan fiction. Then I discovered ChatGPT, and all that fan fiction was lost, actually. So if you didn't see it on that old channel, there's no way to get it back. I had to delete that channel and the email address associated with it, where I had all the Google documents. So what I've done is recreated AI Story 1 using ChatGPT. And it was similar to the story that I had written back in Theros Beyond Death. I will create a AI Story 1.5 or a Story 1.5. It doesn't matter whether it's AI Story or Story. It can go together. To link AI Story 1 and AI Story 2 to make them jive better, since it's been a long time, years since the two stories were originally conceived of. And a lot has happened in the Magic lore. So here is my story that I created without AI for a parallel multiverse. So everything that I write will not agree with whatever they write at WotC for these cards. What motivated me to create AI Story 2 and Story 3, I will call this, is the showcase cards, where they're just black and white with maybe a fringe of other colors if they're another mana color. And I didn't think that those cards would look good in a deck with a regular cards. So I wanted to make a deck of all the showcase cards and just have a reason and a story behind playing them. I never like to create a deck without a story for it. Now that'll be difficult for my OBB decks, my original Black Border decks from Alpha and Beta and Four Horsemen, because at that time, other than some books that they published, there wasn't really a strong storyline. So I think that that's essential, and I'm glad that Wizards is taking the time to make a story again, and I'm following it, and I'm loving it. So in a parallel multiverse, Jin Atraxis, prismatic eyes, saw white only. Bend into white. It formed a spectrum of only white. And I apologize in advance that I'm going to have difficulty reading my writing because I didn't type this out. When he zoomed out to the whole plane, he had a vision that created an emotion that he didn't know he could feel, fear. Standing behind the angels was Elspeth, surrounded in a halo whiter than white. But it did form a spectrum of all the colors of mana. And standing behind her was all the angels in the multiverse that he knew of, bathed in her halo and pulsing with their mana colors. When he looked at the Phyrexians, they had a fringe of the mana they carried with them as long as that source lasted. Once that mana was exhausted, they were unmade. Not killed, unmade. He voiced his concerns to Elish Norn. We will be unmade on this plane if our mana runs out. We will prevail here, and then nothing in the multiverse will stop us. Elish Norn replied. You know nothing, he retorted. Then Elspeth was in his mind. You are correct. Leave here now or cease to exist. Once an angel leaves here and returns, they are made stronger. They are, as we could not defeat you on Phyrexia, you will not triumph here. On a dais behind the planeswalker Kea was the disembodied heads of Urza and Karn, and they were in deep conversation. Kea would turn around and nod occasionally. Elish did not have the hardware to see all this, and this was Genetraxis's opportunity to leave her and exit this plane. With all the other Praetors, he could get rid of her permanently. He sent a telekinetic message to the other Praetors with all he observed. Each Praetor agreed in turn and abandoned Elish with their surviving supporters, fading into the world tree. Suddenly, Elish Norn and her supporters were surrounded by the Sirius Angels. Sirius is the name of this plane if you haven't seen the other stories. And none of the other Praetors were there. You are traitors to the great work, she thought to herself. Well, I hope you liked it. Please give me any comments. And anybody who wants to collaborate on writing this, let me know. And I would love that. I also have a friend that I've been sending this to that may collaborate as well. Thank you. Have a good day.